exhausting. I think that's what I'm going to work on next on the work truck. A lot of things that need to be done. Exhaust is one of them. I just don't want to dive into electrical right now. So that is one of the key things. Electrical is going to be pretty involved there, and electrical is just tedious. So the exhaust I'm putting on there is from the original Herald truck. That's why I'm reusing it, because honestly the 2.25 pipe, I'd probably want to run 2.5 with this engine, would be a little bit better. You notice some mangledness from the wreck. So some of these pieces I'm going to have to put up there and probably cut this back and replace it. It's all bent over too, which not much fixing of that. So I'll have to kind of put some of the pieces in there and figure out what I need to cut and modify to get to work. Like this piece here, where it hit the frame, I mean, that's not anything I can use, but I can cut up there and I can put it, the general shape is still there, right? So I can get that mocked up and just cut that piece there and take it to the exhaust shop. This piece here, part of it is good, but see, we're egged out right there and flattened out. And so, once it sit all weird. So that's where it kind of goes into there. It egged and necked into that area. But the rest of it, you know, from there back is pretty good, and some of this. Just going to be running the Cherry Bomb turbo mufflers. Yeah, they make a turbo. They actually sound pretty good on a, like I had them on a 318. I almost put them on that one, the red and white truck, that 318 with a whiplash cam. That's where these sound good, is a fairly close to stock 318. They sound great. So anyways, I'm going to come through and clean that up and just dump it, because that'll actually come out about where the rear axle is anyway. I'm not going to run tails on it. That'll help with the smaller pipe size. So should have some pretty good velocity coming out of there. But this isn't something I'm trying to get max horsepower, max torque, or max anything. I just want the thing to stinking work. Anyways, that's an exhaust update. Have you been following along? You see, I'm sweaty already just talking to you. That's exactly why I haven't been doing a whole lot, because it's still, well, it's finally getting cooler, but it's still like 88 today, and decently humid, but much better than where it's been. So I'm starting to pick up on actually getting some things done. Of course, I have things around the house I got to get done as well, so that's some of the things I'll be doing, not just car stuff. Okay, under the truck, showing you the exhaust, what I'm doing. So one of the things I did there is, of course, this come off a different truck. I don't have, see, you got the flanges in there. I don't have them clocked right because I made a cut here, and I had to do that to get it out, and it was mangled. So I went in and did a pie cut in there and figured out the angle I wanted my downpipe to look at, right, coming off the engine, to avoid some other stuff. Now you see this pipe don't line up. The problem I was having is, if I got it to line up, since it's been bent, it would have the X-pipe all hanging off in, you know, la-la land over there, right? So I'm going to have to come in here. I think I'll take this bend right here and do another pie cut, and then I can take this and angle it and get that lined up right, and just leave it kind of loose to begin with. Once I get where I want it, I'll go in and tack it in place. Once I get that piece onto there, that pretty much sets everything if I'm good, and then I can come in and do my little crossover piece here, modify that, and tack it in. Okay, I got the hack to where it goes in there. looks fairly decent. Before I tack it onto my downpipe right there, before I tack it there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a measurement right about here and there to the frame to make sure I'm square. It's the same measurement pretty much all the way down, so it shouldn't be skewed or anything, right? So I'm good to come in, get the welder, tack that in place where it's at, so it won't be moving, and then leave my jack stands in here. Well, I can remove this one there, keep that one for the weight in the back, and then I'll work on the other little mid pipe over there, right? Okay, I'm at a stopping point. I got it kind of tacked somewhat in there. It's hard to get up underneath the truck and those weird angles and all that and weld this stuff up. So I'll let that cool down. I'll let me cool down because it is frustrating doing this about lunchtime anyway. And then I'll drop that off, and what I'll do is I'll get it out and set it up in this area so I can get some, go through and grind all the stuff off real good and get some better welds on there now that I have my geometry correct. So that's kind of what you have to do, is just come in and get whatever tack you can to hold it together, and then get it out in the open where you can work on it and do good welds.